10-1 overall and went 8-0 in the American Athletic Conference in their first year in the conference. And they'll be hosting the conference championship game, obviously, for the first time. Coach, thanks for joining us today. Congratulations on a terrific regular season and on reaching and hosting the championship game. Can we get your initial thoughts on your season to date and specifically the matchup with Tulane, please?
Yeah, thanks a lot for the opportunity. I speak on behalf of our superintendent, Lieutenant General Steve Gillen, our AD, Mike Buddy, the United States Military Academy at West Point, our Corps of Cadets, the long gray line of graduates, and the over 1 million men and women that serve in the United States Army. We're just so proud to be a part of this game and to represent West Point and to be a part of the American Conference and just thrilled for the opportunity. We're playing a great team in Tulane. We're proud to host the game. I can't believe we're hosting a conference game here on Friday night. It's just incredible to be able to share West Point with the American people on national TV, and we're just incredibly proud of this university, and again what it means to our nation, and show the nation what this is. It's an institution that builds and educates, trains, and inspires the next generation of Army leaders for America. And so we're proud to do that. I'm happy for our team. I'm proud of what they've done to position themselves to be here in the championship game. We haven't won anything yet. We've won some games along the way this year, and it's been a lot of fun. We've got a great group of guys that I love, but the accomplishments that we could be proud of are still out there, and one of those is Friday night to play for a championship, and it's going to be really challenging. We're going to have to play our very best football of the season to even be competitive with Tulane. They're so talented and well coached, and they play together, and they're tough and physical. And I really admire their team and Coach Summerall and their staff. And so this is a game they've played in. They've got people that have been a part of the conference championship game. This is our first time, and so this is a new experience for our guys, and it's exciting. But we're going to have to play very good football if we're going to have a chance to win. So we're looking forward to the opportunity, and we appreciate the opportunity to be a part of the league, and excited to be a part of the game. So as Tim said, it's going to be a great night for everybody that's part of this game, and I know it'll be a great night at West Point.
Okay, we'll take questions for Coach Monken, please. Use the raise hand feature on the Zoom. We'll begin with Ken McMillan, please.
Hi, Jeff. Congratulations on getting here. Jeff, the fact that you guys knew that you were playing Tulane almost a week ahead of time, how advantageous was that for you as far as preparation goes? And what are the basic challenges that Tulane presents to you?
Well, there wasn't any opportunity to get ahead and look at Tulane. We had enough on our plate with UTSA, who also is a very talented, well-coached football team that we've had to battle with every time we've played them. And Saturday was, you watched the game, Ken, that was no exception. It was a really hard game to win. So 100% of our focus was on UTSA, and as soon as that game was over, then we were able to transition to getting prepared for Tulane. And it's a short turnaround. So there's unique challenges with that, but our guys are excited to come back and practice today and get ready. And we got a little peek into Tulane yesterday with our team. We bring them back on Sunday and practice with them. But as I said, they're physical, they're athletic, they're fast. Just a really impressive football team. The defensive coordinator, Greg Gasparotto, was on our staff here. So he and Coach Woody worked closely together here, and that wasn't the first time that they had worked together. So we know just how good of a coach he is and how well prepared they will be on defense to face us. And then offensively, they got a lot of weapons. They got a great quarterback. They're really athletic up front on the offensive line. Really impressed with that unit, and they're just a complete team. They wouldn't be in this position if they weren't. I think Coach Summerall is one of the best coaches in the country. Uh, his teams at Troy just destroyed that league for 2 years in a row, beat us in back-to-back seasons, and now has Tulane, the top team in the American. So they're a complete unit, and going to be very challenging, as I said in my opening statements, to have a chance to be competitive with them.
How'd you come out health-wise, Jeff?
Oh, not worth a darn. But, that's this time of year. I'm sure every coach that's playing a game this time of year, feels like their team's a little beat up and it's rugged. And the Notre Dame game was a really physical game, and they're an outstanding team. And we came out of that game beat up and going into UTSA, who, again, I mean, that's a really good football team, a lot of talented football players, and a physical game. And now, preparing for Tulane and the games to follow, we kind of just got this stretch of games in a row. Even having 2 weeks to get ready for Notre Dame, the North Texas game was probably as rugged and physical a game as we had played all year. So, we don't have a bunch of guys that have season-ending injuries and those kinds of things, but a lot of things that are just keeping guys from being full go at practice and maybe even being 100% on Saturdays, in this case, Friday night.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, we'll go next to Gary Smith at NOLA.com, please.
Yeah, hi, Jeff. In the UTSA game, you probably didn't have as much success on first and sometimes second downs as you've had in a lot of year, but Bryson was threw some absolutely terrific passes in that game. Known he always had that capability, but how much did that mean for your team to have him put on that type of display?
We wouldn't have won the football game had we not been able to convert on third and fourth downs on Saturday. And we did put ourselves in long yardage situations several times and had to overcome it. And sometimes we were able to get a little bit of it back and get the rest of it on fourth. And sometimes we were able to make some plays on third and long. And that's not something any coach can count on. You get a lot of third and longs, you're going to be punting most of the time. It's just hard to convert those. But we made some plays, and Bryson made some plays, our receivers and backs, and I thought our offensive line did a really nice job of protecting him most of the day. So we were able to make some plays there. He's a good quarterback, and that's not something that we've ever felt like we could make a living on, is dropping back and throwing the football. And typically when we're throwing the ball more than we're running it, it's because we're behind and we're trying to play catch up. We're a running football team, and we want to be good at that. And that's how we've gotten ourselves positioned where we are. But I was glad we were able to make some plays on Saturday. It was a big win for us, for sure.
And then, as you mentioned, you haven't had much success against Tulane over the years, or against John Sumrall. Just the competitor in you. How much do you look forward in getting another shot at both deals there?
Well, the games in the past have nothing to do with Friday night.
Right.
We have a different team, and we're just going to try to get this team ready to play as well as we can play, and we're going to have to. John's a great coach. Tulane's an outstanding program and team. As I said, they've got plenty of outstanding players and a great coaching staff. So we just got to prepare for this Tulane team and hope that Friday night we can play well enough to be in the game and try to win the game. So I admire Coach Summerall so much, and certainly the Tulane teams we've played it. Willie Fritz and I, we go back a pretty good ways to the 1AA playoffs or FCS playoffs when he was at Sam Houston and I was at Georgia Southern, and we kind of struck up a friendship. He and I, as well as Craig Bowl, we were, I think, in the playoffs together, maybe 3 years, 2 for sure. But he's an outstanding coach, did a great job at Tulane. He got that program on a trajectory that people around the country took notice of what he was accomplishing there, and John's just kept it going. And that's not easy to do. Look around the country at great programs that teams that had winning records and college football playoff last year and had coaching changes, and see what see what the results were this year. It's not easy to just walk in, pick up the pieces, and say, okay, let's go win another championship. So that's credit to John and his staff and the job that they've done to transition his team and that program from one championship game to another championship game in consecutive years.
And last question, how much do you feel like the temperature could be a factor in the game? Tulane obviously has not played in a wet game this cold in a long time.
There's no way to anticipate what the weather will be or how it will affect the game. I mean, both teams have to play in it. It's not like we're going to practice this afternoon. It's not freezing cold temperatures today here. It's cool, but there's no way to tell. And I think it's just something that competitors find a way to deal with. And so, I mean, we got guys from the city of New Orleans and Texas and Georgia and Florida on our team, and just as they do, and competitors find a way to handle whatever gets thrown at them. I don't know that would be a factor for either team.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go next to Jackson Wang from Spectrum Networks, please.
Hey, Coach. Good afternoon. We saw Bryson throw the ball around quite a bit on Saturday, 17 pass attempts. Can we expect to see that passing game continue to expand, whether it's this week or next week at Navy?
Like I said, when we're throwing the ball a lot, it's usually because we're behind and we got to come back. In the case on Saturday, we were behind the sticks. And so we found ourselves in long yardage situations and had to throw some of those passes. But that's not where we I guess see ourselves and our strength. We want to be a team that really runs the ball effectively and stops the run effectively. And that's my personal philosophy. But I think here at West Point, that's a philosophy that is tried and true. And we've won a good number of games when we've been able to run the ball effectively and keep other teams from running the football. So that's where it starts for us. And that's what we're going to have to try to plan to do on Friday night, and hope it'll be good enough.
What kind of atmosphere are you expecting at Mikey Stadium Friday night to be able to host the American Conference Championship game for the first time?
Again, you just really no way to tell. Our Corps of Cadets will be here. I'm excited that our student body will be able to attend the game and be there and be a part of it. It's exciting for everybody here on our campus. And we get a good crowd here. We have a number of folks here locally in the Hudson Valley, New York City, and then our long gray line, the graduates that come back. We typically have a good crowd, and I hope it will be. It would be nice for everybody, for both teams, and certainly for the American Conference to have a great crowd here on Friday night. So it's a little interesting here because we got a stadium renovation going on, which that's a thrill for us. We got a new complex going up on the east side, so it looks a little bit barren on that side, but the west stands and the end zones are business as usual. And Mikey Stadium's a National Historic Landmark, so just an incredible stadium and a lot of history here, and it'll be fun to show that off to the nation as well.
Thanks, Coach.
Take a couple more if we can. I'll go to Ken Kreitzer for the next, please.
Hey, good afternoon, Coach. Hey, just a little bit about looking at the Tulane offense. They're pretty balanced. They're scoring 39 points a game. And we saw their quarterback, play well against Memphis, Darian Menza, 167 rating, throwing 200 yards a game, 20 touchdowns, runs the ball a little bit. What do you see in the Tulane offense?
It starts with their quarterback, and he's playing really well. And a very impressive football player. Takes care of the ball. He makes good decisions. That's a sign of maturity. And I think Bryson Daly's done a good job this year of taking care of the ball. He had the one interception against North Texas, and then the fumble against Notre Dame. And other than that, really, he's taking good care of the football, and that contributes to success. That helps the entire offense be better. He's got a great supporting cast. He's got a terrific offensive line. Their speed at the skill positions, their their ability to accelerate, explosiveness. I mean, they've got some terrific football players, some of the best in our league, and some of the best in the country. So we're going to have our hands full, certainly trying to defend those guys, and as we've done in the past, just try not to give up big plays, try to do a good job against the run game, and hopefully that'll be good enough.
And Coach, just to ask you about the Tulane defense. I note their senior Tyler Grubbs, number 13, comes out of Louisiana Tech. He had 240 tackles there, but he's got 53 so far at Tulane, I see, and 3 sacks. Sounds like a pretty good player.
He's a really good player, and I haven't seen all conference teams or anything like that. I'm certain he's going to be an all conference player. Reminds me of Andon Thomas for us, and just a guy that we rely on to make a lot of plays and make a lot of tackles. And he's a good player. He certainly caught our attention, and I've watched them a number of times throughout the year. I try to watch the teams in our league when they come on TV after our games, or if there's a weekly game, a night game, a Friday night game. I try to catch those games, and I've watched Tulane a number of times. He's an outstanding player.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, we'll take the last one from Joe Lonergan from Underdog Dynasty, please. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, Coach. No short, terrific year for him. I think he was one of the guys that maybe some folks weren't super familiar with coming into the season. Just your thoughts on his development and the role he's played in your offense.
When he was a freshman here, he played the nickel position on defense. So we moved him a year ago to play receiver in the offense, and he had a good year last year. Made some plays, made some catches for us. He's a fast runner, long strider. In the open field, he does have really good speed, which that's something that we don't have a bunch of guys that are, they won the state championships in the 100-meter dash in their home states. Just got good football players that try to play really hard, but he's a guy that's got pretty decent speed, and we felt like playing him at slot back really would give us a chance to get the ball to him a little bit more than he would if he played receiver and get more touches. And so he probably got the ball a little bit more earlier in the year than he has as of late, but certainly we count on him to be one of those guys that when the ball gets on the perimeter, we'd certainly like him to be one of those guys that gets it. So I'm excited about the development he's made. He's gotten stronger and just more durable, become just much more intentional in terms of his focus with fundamentals, and that's helped him become a good player for us.
Thank you.
Coach, thanks for giving us a few minutes this afternoon. Look forward to joining you down in West Point this week.
Happy to do it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the opportunity. We'll see you Friday.